Hey guys, Eddie Wilson here with Think Realty. I'm so excited to come to you. We're actually live in Houston, right outside of our event, the event that we do every single year. We do two events. We do Houston and Tampa. And if you haven't picked up your tickets for Tampa yet, you better get them, coming on July 13th and 14th. But my podcast guest today is someone that you will recognize, I guarantee it, and we'll get to that in just a second. But first, I want to say a quick thank you to our podcast sponsor, which is Real Property Management. Would you like to save money on your property management fees? Then you need to go to Real Property Management. Having the right property manager actually puts more money in your pocket than takes money out. You can see the difference, and you can actually go interact with them at realpropertymgt.com. That's realpropertymgt.com. And again, Real Property Management, thank you so much for always supporting the podcast. It's always our privilege to have you as a sponsor. Our guest today is a longtime employee of mine and partner and friend, and it is Carmen Fields. If you haven't seen Carmen Fields, then that means you haven't really been to any of our events or RIAs or anything around the country. So you've taken kind of a little bit of a break running around the country for the last couple years. But for what, 5, 6, 7 years, like you were everywhere in America for every week.
Yeah. Every week I was somewhere, yep.
Carmen has really shifted duties throughout the time that we've had Think Realty. She really started off in more the promotions and capacity. Then she went to helping us with all of our events. Then she jumped into our Supplier program. Now she actually is the editor-in-chief of our magazine and supports our Supplier program. And so that's really what we're going to talk about today, is ways that Think Realty can support the investor. Because I know that this is your heart, your passion is to support the investor. So if you don't mind, just give us a brief overview of the Supplier program so that if someone watching, maybe new to Think Realty, doesn't understand what it is, they can at least have context for it.
Absolutely. So our Supplier program is one of the most robust, I feel like, in the industry for the real estate investor, whether you're a small investor that has never done a deal or someone that's got a portfolio of properties. We really have offerings and benefits that will save you some money. And I say this everywhere I used to speak when I did travel all the time. Sometimes it's not what you make, it's what you save. And, Eddie, I can throw it back to you at some point about that. Like, you've used a lot of our suppliers for a lot of your new construction properties. It really can come down to that with inflation and with products going up, lumber, all of those things. We were really still able through the pandemic to save our members a lot of money through the Supplier program. So we're constantly trying to source things that we know individual investors want, really help them critique their bottom line, and we really negotiate the best deal that we can because we're a large member-based program. So we have more power to go to the larger suppliers, the Home Depot Specialty Trades, PPG Paint, MFS Supply, which is a newer supplier that we're now bringing on, and really negotiate the better deals. You can still go in and get some discounts from these guys and still shop with your local rep, but we may be able to get you the biggest, best discount that can really impact your bottom line when you're investing.
Yeah, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of real estate investors that use our platform. We aggregate that spend, and then we use it to leverage to get better discounts from our suppliers. So let's talk about some of the new ones that we've brought on, or at least ones that maybe our viewers haven't heard of yet. And if you have not signed up on Think Realty, it's free. Go get your free membership, thinkrealty.com. And then you become eligible for the Supplier program. You literally just have to select it and tell us that that's what you want to be a part of. You don't have to pay for it. We really want to service you, and that's one of our free offerings through Think Realty. So let's talk about paint. I know paint's a huge one. We have a lot of aggregated spend in paint. Talk to us about PPG and what they offer.
PPG is a wonderful, wonderful paint program, and one of the things that I love most about them is their service. It's very concierge based. You will literally be connected with an individual paint rep that can help you create catalogs, so your contractors can actually go in and look at the SKUs that you've used on other homes you've done and say, I want to replicate that here, or can we tweak that? They're constantly keeping up with the latest trends in the industry. But that's the one thing I love the most about them. You're going to save up to 50% on paint products across the board.
Which is huge. Paint has gotten so expensive. So
paint
50% off is a massive
Absolutely.
discount.
But they're a powerhouse paint program across the nation. That's one of the things
and they do have some retail stores.
They do. But as a company, we try to find someone that can service people in every region.
Right.
And PPG can do that and do it best. I'm on calls with them constantly about ways to better our program, but they are committed to literally creating a relationship with the customer or with our member and make sure that they're serviced. So from exterior paint to interior paint, and I always like to say, use it personally too before you even get into it with business. I'm always wanting to change the paint color on the walls at my house, my own personal property. So, really get out there and price match, look at some things. And if there's a paint color in another paint program that you've used before, they will literally match it. Like just tell them what it is or bring in the paint strip and they can match anything that you already have.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that it applies to someone who maybe only has one rental property all the way up to massive management companies. So wherever you are in the spectrum of your investing, these programs are built for you. You don't have to do big volume to get big discounts. And so we really encourage you. I know that, we've had other paint programs in the past, and for us, we're just constantly updating, searching, trying to better these programs. And so maybe you've had one of our past programs. I would highly encourage you to now run some of those value props through PPG to see it where the price lies, because I guarantee you're going to get a better price. That's why we've moved to PPG, is because it's a better service and it's a better price. Next, MFS, because I know that MFS, obviously they're a big supplying company, but they've got a very specific product that we're pushing, mainly because a lot of our builders, new builders, and rehabbers are struggling with this product.
Absolutely. So MFS Supply is coming through clutch with a lot of products that are really hard to get right now. If you're an investor and you've tried to get cabinets here lately, it's a struggle. Everything has been back ordered, especially from the custom side. So that's one of the premier places that we're going with MFS Supply, is focusing on the cabinetry. They've got a massive offering for people, and you can still dig in and get the discount that we have with them for cabinets, and other products and services that they offer. But their cabinet program is very robust. So our members are going to save up to 15% on that. But they also have a really great concierge program where you can kind of lay out your kitchen or bathroom, and it really kind of draw it out and lay it out how you would like. Click around, design, kind of see what would look like in your home or in your property. I'm really, really excited about that. We've been talking with them for a long time, and they were more regional based, and now they're spreading, they're growing because they offer such a great product and service to people. So yeah.
And when you talk about 15% might not sound like a lot, but if you're putting in an $8,000 to $10,000, $12,000 kitchen package, just in cabinets, you're saving a significant amount of money. It's a big deal. And you're just not going to find discounts on cabinetry like this. This is us using the power of our program to get people to play ball with us that don't necessarily play ball with anyone else. And then lastly, let's talk about what's another supplier you want to talk about?
Let's go with insurance.
Okay.
Because it's not a glamorous supplier.
Okay.
People will fall asleep talking about insurance,
Sure.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But it really is one of the things that doesn't cost you money till it costs you money. You have to have it. You have to have health insurance. You have car insurance. You have homeowners insurance. You really have to have a great rental insurance program to save you when you need it. It's definitely an insurance policy, but you don't realize how beneficial it is until you get it.
Sure.
So let's talk about NREG with that.
Yeah, so you have NREG, National Real Estate Insurance Group. They insure rental properties in 50 states.
All 50 states, yes.
And they go directly to our site, get the link, click through to get the affiliate.
Yeah, click through. They'll get a complimentary quote from that. That's what they offer. And they really do have some of the better pricing, but that's one thing with insurance. You should be shopping your insurance every year to 2 years anyway, just to see if you can get a better deal.
Sure.
They're going to do the best that they can for you. If they can, they can. And I know a lot of the guys that work there, and they will tell you, you know what, we can't match that right now. Stay where you're at.
Sure.
Or we can do better on that.
Sure.
So
yeah, and we've been with NREG for a long time, and they're one of the more trusted, true, long-standing insurance companies in the real estate investment space.
Sure.
And if you're already struggling, where Allstate or Nationwide or whatever, you're struggling to get coverage on your rental properties, NREG will also bind it quicker. You get better deals. They also understand the real estate investment game, which is huge because if you go to Allstate or one of the traditional carriers. they're going to, if you have a rental property, they're going to force you to have lower deductibles and things like that, where NREG allows you to play with your deductibles and things like that so that it'll manage your cash flow.
It allows you to pay, monthly just while you have a property that you need it for.
But, 6 months.
Without having to just pay for insurance on a property you don't have anymore.
Right.
I think the thing that sets them apart too is that they were started by real estate investors, so someone who knows the space and can really get down to the nitty gritty and making sure that investor niche was taken care of.
Yeah, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the magazine. I think that the podcast viewers, many of you, maybe you just watch the podcast. You don't actually partake in all the other media. And I know that this has been a new passion for you as you've really revitalized our magazine. And so if you haven't seen the Think Realty magazine in the recent months, you have made a lot of changes there. Do you mind just kind of talking through some of the new changes, what it looks like, some of the things that we're providing for them through the magazine?
Yeah, I find great joy in doing the magazine. It was definitely an area that I had never dabbled in. I was good at the relationship piece and finding people to contribute, I felt like, but really editing and making it something that, a piece of art, it wasn't something that I had experience in. But we've really gone back to the drawing board with a lot of our contributors. We have great contributors that are, I'm really honing in on the ones that are in the business, doing the business, and can really help instruct and teach the business. Some of our articles are very beginner level, some are very advanced. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a data nerd, so I've really sourced some really great people. Auction.com always writes for us every month on latest market trends in the industry. I think that's very relevant. The whole investment strategy, we've really changed a lot of the categories that we do so that no matter what the cycle is of real estate investing, it's always very relevant information. It's not old, something from 4 or 5 years ago. We're really requesting very, very fresh new content every single or every other edition or every other month. And I've got a lot of advertisers in there too that are not selling product but really just talking about ways to better yourself in the business. We're taking a different approach to it. Some of it's about just how you better yourself as an investor and individual. Some of it's more on how you can save on products and resources. And a lot of it is just on where the market is shifting. We are in a trying time right now, but the beautiful part about real estate is that you can make money in any cycle. It's just knowing how to pivot and what to do. And so I'm really honing in on my contributors that can speak to that and tell people how they can continue to make money.
Yeah, I was reading the latest magazine issue, the latest issue that came to my house a day or two ago, and I was just thinking through the combined, the contributors were so powerful because I know quite a few of them. And many of them have invested through multiple downturns, and so for me, I'm a third generation real estate investor. Somebody who's been through, I invested in the first .com boom. That was my first real estate investment. Then I invested heavily through the 08 through 2010 downturn. I'm investing now heavily when everyone else is running out. Right now I'm running in. And so getting insight from those that have been there, that have done that experienced these cycles, these markets, it's huge. And I appreciate all that you've done in getting contributors that I believe bring a depth of knowledge, but also context for the market we're in. And I noticed that a lot in this last one. I also love that you've really moved the magazine more to a lot more of a design feature. So we used to always put people on the front of the magazine. And we've really moved more to also helping people with the aesthetics of their investment properties. And so you do a lot in there with having design features and how to design your property to be appealing to the renter or to a buyer. And I love that. Yeah,
our next edition, the May June edition, will be a design focus, and it'll be very beautiful. But people love, that's probably one of our better selling magazines because it's very compelling. People like to see before and afters and learn how to do the before and after and how to save in it. And like you said, you're not going to invest the same way in a rental property that you're going to in a new construction or something that you may do a different type of deal with. So I appreciate that you say that. But yeah, a lot of our contributors are really honing in on the design piece too. They'll also be just get the magazine. We're going to be adding some really cool components to it. Supplier bundles in there, brochures, so you can really see the product offering that we have and that they're able to take advantage of.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. I get it. It's funny. I get it to my door and I read it every single time, and then I get so many people that comment after they've read it, around the country. And I love that we've got thousands and thousands of real estate investors that get it to their doorstep. But then I also love it when I randomly see somebody who picked it up on the shelves of Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
You know, we're the only newsstand magazine in our space, and we always have been. And I think that's huge, you know, when in an era where very few people go into bookstores anymore,
Right.
and you don't get physical magazines anymore to your house, it's like we've stood the test of time, and we both offer it digitally, but also physically, and I think it's so powerful. Let's kind of go back and recap a little bit of the supplier program, because I really want, if you're listening and watching, for you to take advantage of this. We built this for you. This is something we've been building for 10 plus years now. And it's a huge offering. And so like I've used it, you know I use it. I'm building new construction houses down in South Florida right now, as well as I have properties up in Indiana. I have multifamily. I've got, you know, some Airbnbs that we have. And for me, the supplier program has always been a benefit. You know, even I work with my builder to say, hey, you know, even in my new construction properties, that he's using the program, that he's actually dialing it in, you know, using the products that I can get discounts on. And because in the end, it's like if we can maximize our dollar. For me, I always tell the builder, whatever my budget is, I want to spend the whole budget. But if we can be efficient and we can find deals, then that means I get to upgrade everything else. And so one thing I did in the last house was, in the one house in Cape Coral that we just finished, was we had saved enough in our appliance package and some different things like that I was able to upgrade my quartz countertops. And so we went with like a white quartz, and then I wanted to go with this like black octagonal penny tile all through the walk-in shower and the master. And so it's just like, it turned out beautiful, but it's because I saved all the money in my cabinets, and I saved money in my appliances, and I saved money in my flooring. It was like, because of all of that, it allowed me to do so much more in the house, and it turned out so much more beautiful. And so I'm a big proponent of spending the budget, not just saving money, but actually like upgrading everything to make sure the finishes in the house are impeccable. But
I've really focused a lot. I come from a customer service background prior to getting into the real estate side of things.
Are you allowed to say that you came from Nordstrom?
Yeah, I came from Nordstrom. I'm proud to say I came from Nordstrom. But they, you know, they're the premier people for customer service.
They are. There is no one
every
better.
single one of our suppliers, that's one of my number one requests, is I want there to be that personal touch. People shop with people. What better way to get the best price and then it be from somebody that you want to work with. You know, I've worked with a lot of the leads with our suppliers for years, but you know, the things we've talked about today, there's still 1,000 other things that they have inside of that, like you were just talking about tile and countertops. You know, Home Depot Pro Specialty Trades, you know, you can get very big discounts with them. Their lookbook is huge, but from flooring to tile to appliance packages, countertops, everything, you know, and they've been with us tried and true for years and years and years. We didn't talk as much about them today, but they've been, you know, tried and true for us.
They've been our staple. I mean, Home Depot has been our staple forever.
And they're everywhere, you know, in all 50 states. And so you can still shop with your local contractor or your local pro in that store, but just make sure you're getting the best discount that you can.
That's awesome.
They also, you know, not to go back down that rabbit hole, but they also deliver straight to your site. You know, it's like Home Depot's Pro Specialty Trades is almost like the, you know, Amazon of construction packages. You know, so they will literally deliver it to you, and really they're about saving you time and money too. So
no, I love them. I've used them. I've used them for flooring, for countertops. I've used Home Depot over the years for a million different things. But
so we really want to
SKU lists and all that stuff. So.
Building SKU lists. We want to be able to offer everybody what they need. So if we don't have something that you need, we want you to reach out and say, I'm looking for more, you know, HVAC resources or roofing or whatnot. And we're going to go source it and try to find it. We have a lot of those things. You just kind of have to dig deep into it and get it, or speak with a representative about it. But I do think, you know, our site build out and our the ability to click in multiple different things that you want to enroll in. Again, it's free, and then you only have to fill out your information once, unless it's something specific to that program. Then that person may reach out to you because they need additional information. But we've really tried to make it very simple and seamless and user friendly for our investors and members.
It's awesome. So what you do is you just go to thinkrealty.com, click on the discounts link. It's all over the site, but also in the navigation bar. And then in that, you'll sign up for a free membership, and then you just say, I want to sign up for all of these discounts, and it auto enrolls you in many of them. And like Carmen said, if they have any additional information they need from you, they'll reach out directly, and it's just a great program.
It is.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
It's good to have you on the podcast.
I know, right?
Is this the first time?
Yeah, it took long enough.
Oh man, after 10 years, we finally got her on the podcast. Very
10
good.
years.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it a lot
More
sooner.
often? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being a part. If you're not following us on social, make sure you follow us and connect with us at We Think Realty on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also LinkedIn. Did I say all four? All right, very good.
Yeah, you got them.
And we want you to make sure you join the conversation there. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you would like. If you'd like more products for the programs, we'd love to have you there. Just tell us what you need. We'll make sure to take care of you. Thank you again to our podcast sponsor, which is Real Property Management. You can experience the real difference at Real Property Management, where they will actually help put more money in your pocket versus taking money out of your pocket. You can find out what the Real Property Management difference is by going to Real Property MGT. That's realpropertymgt.com. And thank you again so much for sponsoring the podcast for us. If you haven't signed up for our Tampa event, we've got an amazing event coming up July 13th and 14th. And by the way, we always give you the best discounts on the podcast. If you use the podcast, if you use the code word podcast, it'll give you a buy one, get one free. And we always give you great discounts and rates on our shows anyways, but it gives you a buy one, get one free, so you can grab a friend, bring them with you. And we'd love to see you in Tampa. It's one of the hottest markets in the nation right now for real estate investment. And we're going to put a lot of great investment opportunities as well as capital and people that really know what they're doing, especially in the market we're in. You don't want to miss that event. If you at all possible can be there, we want to see you in Tampa. And make sure you come see us and take part in that. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy investing.